I had wanted to do some clinical stuff today because I'm back on call, and I feel like that makes sense. I like to do medically relevant clinical stuff, but then, boom, I just heard a quote on a podcast when I was on my way to the hospital in the morning by the world-renowned, incredibly intellectual Ryan Reynolds. No joke. I love this man for so many reasons, not the least of which he said something so simplistic and profound that then tied together with something that came up with one of my dear patients on rounds today. He said, predicting the future is like a brick in the wall of anxiety. Okay, think about that again. Predicting the future is like a brick in the wall of anxiety. Meaning every time you try to predict the future, you are just building up your wall of anxiety. And I was like, oh my God, I love when little things like just crystallize what I think and what I view anyway. And it really hit home because it goes together with one of my isms, right? Actually, there's no ism here. I just think I really try to remind us all what I know. By the way, do you like my teal nail? Teal is ovarian cancer awareness, and we're coming up. September is ovarian cancer awareness month. You're going to be hearing a lot about it, especially with regard to anxiety. So I really try to remind myself and people and humans, anyone who will listen to me, which is like my dogs and maybe my 3 children when they're a captive audience and I don't let them out of my car, that if you keep trying to control the future and control and predict and be like, well, but what if, is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? That only increases our anxiety, because then when that does not happen, or it doesn't happen in the way you planned for it to happen, getting back to things like birth plans, then your anxiety just magnifies because you had put a thought in your mind of how something should go, and not the manifesting way, which I love. Like, I like to manifest how things should go, meaning in a fuzzy sense, how things should go is I want to be here, I want to be alive, I want to be, I want to survive, I want to be successful and feel emotionally fulfilled and things like that. So my manifestations are more general, as opposed to like always manifesting the exact end point that you want, or more importantly, the route to the end point. Because I believe crystallizing your end point is wonderful, but being dogmatic about a route towards an end point, trying to predict the future, is going to be a brick in the wall of anxiety. So this is how it kind of tied together with what I talked about this morning with one of my patients who I've literally known forever. Unfortunately, didn't get to deliver her baby. My amazing partner did, and she did wonderfully, but I've known her since she was a young girl, so I feel particularly like emotionally engaged. And she is very calm in her demeanor, meaning she really understands things. She really understands and believes her intuition. But she said something interesting to me. She said, I felt really prepared because I had taken every class and every course and listened to every, like, whatever, right? Like books and things. And I said, aha, I in fact disagree. Many women fall into, I'd say, 3 varieties. One is like, I don't really need to study or know, like, I'll just show up and be there and figure things out on the fly. And I gotta be honest, that to me is the best, because while it sounds uninformed, it means there's a level of self-intuition that they trust, and intuition that their relationship with their provider, their doctor, their nurse, their midwife, their teacher, their whatever it is in their life, they feel a level of good communication. So they don't need all the granular details, because they believe that the process is going to work because they put faith in the people that they trust. Now, it means a deep belief in your own intuition as well. And that is something that women are systematically taught to disavow, I think. So that's one, is like, I don't need to know the information. I'll just show up and things are going to work out. I got to say, I love that. 2 is, I don't know the information, and I'm going to like figure it out because I'm going to like listen to every expert out there so that I am more knowledgeable and I am empowered with knowledge. That's the worst, ladies. Like, please resist that, because what that is saying is, I don't have any intuition I can rely on. I need to externally get all the information to teach me what is right and what is wrong and what's going to happen and what I should do. And that is fraught with a level of lacking the awareness that no one out there has the right answer. No one, not one person on earth has the right answer. Not even me, who thinks I know everything, but we don't have the right answer for you. You have to have your intuition. You have to be wise about what nuggets of content and facts you need to listen to people who are actually like learned experts, right? Like, I'm not a teacher, I'm going to listen to my teachers, but I also know that I also know my kids. So there's a certain level of intuition of what I know about my kids versus the teachers, right? So only validating yourself by listening to other people and studying every book and reading everything and going to every course and listening to every expert is a recipe for disaster, because then you're going to get 5 different answers to one question, and that's going to drive you crazy. That is a recipe for anxiety. That is building the wall of anxiety. So don't try to predict the future by thinking you're going to learn every single thing from other people. And then the third variety, which was this patient, I think, actually really understands her intuition and believes her intuition and believes that she doesn't know everything, but feels academically like she should educate herself. And in doing so, she took all these classes. And in fact, whether or not she realized it, she was able to filter out from what these classes were what makes sense for her. And so when her labor transpired, things made sense for her. And had they not transpired the way she thought they were going to, I have zero doubt that she was going to be able to roll with it and go with the flow, because she wasn't going to actually dogmatically listen to every single expert. Because guess what? There's experts that are going to tell you got to deliver C-section. There's experts that are going to tell you have to have a vaginal delivery. There's experts that are going to tell you have to breastfeed, bottle feed. They're all these experts saying they have the right answer, and they don't, because we're all individuals. We're all like our fabric is made up of so many different things. So again, I started this with the anxiety thing, but Ryan Reynolds, you are awesome. I just love ya, because you're like smart and self-deprecating, and it doesn't hurt that you're handsome, and you seem like a nice guy, and you've been with the same person for 10 years. So you guys seem to get it, and you acknowledge your anxiety. So when we each acknowledge our faults and our flaws and our insecurities, it's so great. But again, what I started with was what he said, that trying to predict the future or predicting the future is like, what did he say? A brick in the wall of anxiety. I mean, so good. Okay, I'm on call, y'all. Wish me luck. I already had a delivery at 1 a.m, but she was actually, it was like relatively very quick, and she was delightful and wonderful. So to all of you who are having delightful, quick, wonderful deliveries, awesome. To all of you who are having incredibly long, drawn out, challenging deliveries, equally awesome. I mean, I say that in a limited way. Equally awesome if you believe that you felt validated and collaborated with, okay? Stay tuned, because in the next couple days, I'm going to do a little diatribe on my feelings about the word empower and how I really would like to supplant it with collaborate. Marinate on that. Okay, goodbye.